it is May 4th, 2019, so it's officially Star Wars Day. I've decided to videotape my Star Wars collection. Alright, well this is the hallway that leads up to my room. I've got some posters from different movies, some collectible plates that I picked up here and there. This is the stairwell. We've got Rogue One, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Solo, Attack of the Clones in IMAX. I'll just do a quick kind of pan around before I get into what you're going to see in my room. I've got quite a bit of stuff. If I back up here, I'm collecting over 40 years now, and I've been working on my Star Wars room for about 5 years now. That's how long we've lived in this house, and I finally got the floor cleaned off, so that was a pretty big accomplishment. So yeah, this is it. Here it is. Alright, so like I said, we moved here about 5 years ago. It was a massive undertaking just to move my collection. It took months and months just to box it all up. I liked my old house better as far as the Star Wars room because it was a lot bigger, a lot taller ceiling. When we came here, the biggest problem with this room was that it had giant windows. There was a giant window here, here, and then a really big one back behind the two Last Jedi pictures. And we live in the desert, so the heat that came in this room was just like unbelievable in the summer, because we get 100+ temperatures all the time. So I actually covered the windows. I built, I insulated them and built a covering for them just to keep the heat out of here, keep the sun out of here, because a lot of my stuff, over the decades has been yellowed by the sun or damaged by the sun. So that helped. I painted it all gray. Didn't really change the carpet. It still is ugly brown, but someday. Alright, the other bad thing is I've only got one light in this room, so I've put a lamp up in the doorway just to kind of brighten it up here. It is kind of dark. It is like a cave, I guess it's my Star Wars man cave. So when I was around 7 years old, back in 1977, my mom bought me a Darth Vader figure. She kind of surprised me with it. I believe this is the original one here. It's in pretty rough shape. It's got a little velvet cape on it that we made for it. We used to sew up clothing and put them on our action figures. And my sister collected too. She got the Farm Boy Luke. It's her first figure. I don't think it's even out here. I think it got so played with. It's pretty rough shape. But I did collect all the figures. As a kid, and I played with them all, enjoyed them quite a bit. They were like my favorite toy. My sister and I, we would play Star Wars figures all the time, and I loved it. Every time a new set of figures would come out, I'd just be like, begging my mom to take me around so I could see if I could find the newest figures, and when I'd find them, I'd use my birthday money or something like that. Or I don't know how I paid for them all. But I did. And I got quite a lot of duplicates. And yeah. And I remember I even bought the last batch of figures, that final 17 figures. Ugh, got a little shadow there. That final batch of 17 figures, I remember Toys R Us had just bajillions of them. They're all like $2.50, I think, $3 at the most. So yeah, after that they just stopped making them, and that was kind of the end of that. I'd have probably kept buying them if they had kept making them. By the time those came out, let's see, that was what, 83, 84, I was about 14 years old. Yeah. So when I set up this display, I hadn't had my figures out on display for decades. They were just packed up in Darth Vader cases, C-3PO cases. And so I just put them out, and I noticed a lot of my figures were just in bad shape. So in the past few years, I haven't bought many. I bought this Obi-Wan here off of eBay, and I bought this Lando, and the small head Han. I don't know what happened to mine. I think something happened to it. So I've purchased, a few figures here and there just to replace ones that were, really hammered. And I still need to maybe get a few more of this Bespin Luke. He looks like he's in really great shape, but if you look at his leg, it's hard to, oh, there we go, his leg. My dog loved to chew on my figures. She'd like the little plastic, so she'd like gnaw their limbs off. Yeah. So I'd have to buy one of those. Anyway, but when I do buy them off eBay, I don't put like you can see that he's holding his gun, and he's got his lightsaber. Because I figure most of the weapons you buy off of eBay are fakes. Even though they say they're 100% authentic and original, I don't believe them. Okay? The only figure I had to pay a lot of money for was Yak Phase up here. I ended up paying several $100s for him. But he was the only figure I did not have. I didn't even know he existed until, I was like in my late teens. And I could have bought some. I could have bought one on the card for like $100, $150 back then, which I'm killing myself now. But that's life. Live and learn. Alright, well, the big figures were also out when I was a kid. I didn't buy all of them. I bought a few of them. I bought like the R2-D2 and Chewbacca, C-3PO. I think I had Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. And then an aunt of mine bought me, and my sister, she bought us each one of the Boba Fett's. Big figures here. I kept one of them, and I gave one to my friend. He didn't have one. He pretty much destroyed it. He left it out in the dirt and lost all its pieces. I still have all the accessories on my little Boba Fett there. I did complete my my big figure collection. My friend that destroyed the Boba Fett, he had quite a few more of the big figures than I did, so my mom offered to buy his big figures off of him. So she bought the IG-88. He had that. I'm missing one of the guns. I got the big gun. I'm missing the little gun. He had an extra Stormtrooper. This was my Stormtrooper. I used to keep it up in the window in my bedroom as a kid, and if you look at it, it's like extremely yellow, orangey, brown. I don't know what you call that color. I've heard you can whiten them a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, then I got the others. Then the Han Solo, I actually purchased that later on as an adult. I traded a bunch of starting lineup figures at this comic book show. I came in with a big bag full of starting lineups and was wheeling and dealing, and I actually made enough money that I could go buy him. I forget how much he was, but he was complete. Had his blaster and his medal and all his clothes, so I was pretty pleased. He was the only one I didn't have. my Luke here. He's missing his lightsaber and his belt. My mom had a friend of hers make the shirt for him. Yeah, so big figures aren't complete. My little Jawa, he's complete. He's got his bandolier and his gun and all. They were pretty cool. I always liked those. I was one of those kids that always just took care of his toys. You know, I did play with them, but you know, I always kept track of all the pieces and, you know, just didn't destroy them. I mean, some of the stuff I played with pretty hard, but a lot of it just kind of sat there, and I'd use it every now and again, like my droid factory here, you know. I mean, I got that when I was like in elementary school, and I still got like all the pieces, you know. My friend jokes, he's like, yeah, what kind of kid keeps all the pieces, you know. That was me. I was kind of a careful kid. So a lot of my old stuff's still in really good shape, because a lot of it I just bought it and carefully played with it, but kept it mostly on just display. Behind the droid factory, you can see my mom. She asked, I forget what store it was at. She was at a store and they had the display of the Star Wars figures, and the guy was gonna just chuck it, and she said, hey, can I have the back out of the display? And so this thing back here, it's got the original 12 figures on it, and it's just made out of cardboard. But I've had that, you know, over 40 years. It's been hanging on my wall, and now it's still a part of my Star Wars room. Just fun memories. Well, let's look at this shelf. You know, I got some cookie jars, and I got a lot of Hallmark ornaments. You can see 2 Leia ornaments there. I like the Hallmark ornaments. They just had a lot of nice detail. I've probably got, you know, I don't know. I got a lot of them. I finally kind of quit buying them religiously just because they're so expensive, and then they started putting exclusives out at comic book shows and crap like that, so, you know, I couldn't go buy them, and then these people, they go and buy them all up and then sell them for outrageous amounts of money. So that kind of turns you off to the whole collecting thing, but, you know, it's the nature of the beast. Let's see, top shelf here, I got a Darth Vader shampoo. It's actually got the shampoo in it. I don't know if it would actually clean your hair anymore, but hey. Bought this Tauntaun at Toys R Us. It was pretty cool. Took it out of the box. Just, you know, I hate keeping stuff in the box, you know. I think it's kind of boring. I bought a lot of these little statues from Applause. Like those, they're pretty cool. That's a, what is that? I think that might have been a Hallmark ornament. Applause ornament. This thing was called Cinema Scenes. I think it was made by Kenner. I don't know, in the 90s. It was pretty cool. It's all metal. Got this off Craigslist. Some lady lived in a trailer. Still lights up, I think. There, and let's see. Oh yeah, so the bases light up, so it looks like the carbon freezing chamber. Empire Strikes Back. So that was pretty cool. You know, I like to search Craigslist and not eBay so much, because, you know, you don't get many bargains on eBay, but Craigslist you can every now and again. Another Applause statue. Some ornaments. This was my Shuttle Tidarium. I bought this back in the 80s. Still got all the pieces to it. It was pretty cool. I still got the box too, yeah. That's the other thing. I saved everything. I saved the instructions, the boxes, all that stuff. My mom, she's kind of a hoarder. If you ever saw her house, she'd say she could be on that show Hoarders, but I kind of had that mentality of just save everything. But, you know, helped me have a nice collection. This is a Darth Vader tankard. This is one of my most favorite pieces here. It was made by goes down here. Rumpf, California Originals, 1977. This was my brother's. He was into Star Wars for like, I don't know, a couple of years. He didn't have a lot of stuff, but he kind of got out of it, you know, pretty quick. He didn't really like anything beyond the first movie. But he had some stuff in his room. He lived with my grandparents, so I didn't grow up with him, but we'd go up and visit, and I'd always go in his room, and I was always like just, you know, in love with this mug here. And that love of ceramic mugs kind of stayed with me. I completed the collection. They have the Chewbacca, same company here, and then later on, Shadow, they had the Obi-Wan Kenobi. I bought that one too, not too long ago. This was ceramic bank. This was made in the 70s. Darth Vader. You can see in my room I have like stuff behind my stuff. It's because I just got no place to keep it all. But yeah, well, let's go up here. So if you take a look, I've got a lot of mugs. Okay, I think these mugs here, they were made by Applause. I like the figural mugs, the ones that look like, you know, the character's head or body. They're a lot more fun. These mugs were made by Sigma. Funny story about those. I bought those all in the last 10 years. Well, not all, but most of them. They had them at a store called Pick and Save when I was a kid. And they bought the closeout on them, and they had them all, and I was like, told my mom, oh, I want that so bad, especially this one, the Biker Scout. I was like, I really want that one, Mom. And she said, okay, well, maybe you'll get it for Christmas. And then, so I figured that was, you know, I was good, I was going to get them for Christmas. Christmas came and went, and I didn't get it. She was like, oh, well, you'd never leave me alone, so I couldn't go buy it. And I was like, what do you mean? I knew you were going to buy it, why didn't you just buy it? So, I don't know how old I was then, but so, I don't know, 30, 40 years later, instead of getting it for like, you know, they were probably like $2 or something, $2-3 back then, I had to pay, I forget, more than that, so, you know, thanks, Mom. This was from Sigma. This was a Yoda bank. Let's see, oh yeah, these are the Burger King cups. I was like, way, our family was way into the Burger King cups. I probably have like 4 complete sets of the Star Wars ones. Got a complete set of the Empire Strikes Back ones. I'm missing one from the Return of the Jedi line. Kind of got out of the, didn't like Burger King as much as McDonald's, but